Hey y'all, I wanted to get this video out here before it was too long. So Pirate101 dropped their new Krokotopia update not too long ago. And I've seen a lot of stuff online talking about people's thoughts and what people felt about it. So I wanted to come on here today and give my 2 cents, my piece on what I think about it. So start off with I heard a lot of people talking about how buggy it was. And there were a lot of bugs. As you can see, I still haven't finished the quest for Krokotopia because this guy you have to talk to, he hasn't spawned in. So I can't talk to him and finish the end of the quest. So I'm still stuck on that. But I as far as like other bugs go, that's the only one I really found. There were some that when fighting some of the end bosses, you had to wait because you couldn't join the fight. And there were a lot of times, especially with the Bellatrix fight, that I had to go to a different realm or restart my game because every time I went in, somebody had already beaten her and she didn't respawn. But for the most part, the bugs weren't anything too crazy. Except again, this one's pretty crazy because I haven't been able to finish the quest. So that needs to be fixed. But the main thing that I felt was wrong, and I want to start off with saying what I didn't like first, and then I can get to the positives, because there is some things that I didn't like, but I think there's also a lot of good that came with it. I didn't like the reused textures, and I think that is a thing that a lot of people said. I was really thrown off because Tartarus, even though I think it was also reused, it was still very nice. It was still a very new. Okay, so look, so they fixed him, so he's back here too. So, but the textures, this is all very old stuff. Um, this looks just like Krokotopia from Wizard 101. And I was really expecting with this update not like an entirely new, like I think this would have been fine if this whole area was the same, but I was expecting maybe for it to just be updated and not look like Wiz's Krokotopia does, because Krokotopia is one of the original worlds, and in my opinion it's one of the roughest looking worlds, just because Wizard City got updated too, so it looks newer. So going from that to old Krokotopia is really throwing me off. So a lot of the textures don't look that good. I'm gonna try to make it to. Want to try to make it to the end part if I can remember where to go. Another thing, speaking of bugs, before we move on, totally like how you saw me walk past those fights. They said that there was a lot of fights like that where people felt that the like pool ranges were weird and everything. It was really tight fighting spaces and stuff like that. But with the textures, it just felt really old, and I was looking for a little bit more of a more polished and nice looking update to you know be with, and that's just not what we got. And I understand that like what a lot of people say, that there are like the money it requires and stuff like that. But I think I'm in agreement with a lot of people who say that we could have waited a little bit longer if we could have got nothing even too crazy, but just some finished textures. Even like the door and the towns and the torches and stuff, it doesn't look as good as like if we let's mark here and go. As you can see, it doesn't look as good as some of the other areas like Aquila and stuff. Now the character models for this, they did look new, especially the Mander inside the temple once you go in. She looked very new and very like like HD high quality. But I think that's my main complaint. A lot of people didn't like the story, and specifically Queen not being the main, like her becoming just a puppet basically, and them saying that she was just made to entertain the royals. I actually think that makes a lot of sense, and even if it is written in just as a uh, kind of like cop out, I think it still fits, makes sense with the story, and I think it is cool that we got a new enemy that was made specifically to fight. And I don't think we killed her either. I'm not sure because I know there's a time limit on that fight, but I didn't have a problem with that. I thought it was actually good. But here you can see Virgil. His texture is cool, and like I said, the Krokotopia textures for the characters are good too. But when we go to Tartarus, and maybe I was wrong and I didn't know, but when I was in Tartarus, I didn't feel like the textures were old or reused. They felt very high quality and very new. Now that could be because Tartarus came out later than Krokotopia and Wizard 101, and I'm not sure if that is correct, but I think it did. But we can go check it out. But like I said, as far as bad goes, I think the story was actually really well done. The only thing I can say as far as the story is, and now again I haven't completed it because as you saw there was the last few steps of the mission I have to do, but I felt like the story was really well done, except there were parts where it felt repetitive, like just the saving the people in the city felt really like fillerish. So that's all I can say as far as bad for the story. And really, as bad as that they go, there are the bugs and the textures, and that is a really big part though. So I understand where everyone's coming from. But like even see these textures are good. And then if we go, it's not letting me go to, there it is. See, these textures look very well done to me. They look very new, very high quality. And so it was really jarring to go from this to go to Krokotopia. Now, in Krokotopia, so see, this is all very well done, very high quality, I think. So that's really my major complaint. And now I really want to get into the story aspect because the story I feel like was very well done for the most part. Like I said, the only problems I have are that we had to like there was a lot of filler it felt like with saving the people. Can I not go back in here? Oh, there it is. Okay. With saving the people, it just felt really repetitive doing that over and over again. But and a lot of people had issues with um the lady, I don't remember her name, but the end boss not being Morganth. Now, I can see that, and I see how a lot of stuff was heavily hinted that Morganth was who we were going to be fighting. And that would have been a really cool tie-in, especially since it would have been really cool to go back to the Azteca world, because I just streamed yesterday. Like one of the first missions in this game, when you talk to the people in Zadok's cave and you talk to all the Azteca, like the dinosaurs, they all mention her, and it would have been a cool tie-in to go there and see how they reacted and stuff like that. But I'm not really mad at us having a new enemy, because when at first I thought it was Morganth, I thought it was kind of boring because that felt like reused, like they're just giving us an enemy from another game. So I think it was a really good idea to throw it in and make a new one. Another issue that I personally have is just with this remind a lot throughout here. The characters are in their original models and not in your colors for your crew and the promotions, because like this is what my Bonnie Ann looks like and this is what she looks like right there. And the same with El Toro. That one compared to that one. And then Hercules, he doesn't have a upgrade, but you know. So that felt like that was really weird. And then another thing that I'm thinking about companions, the voices. The voices are so, and those were in Tartarus too. And I understand that the voice actors are gone, but the voice for Bonnie Ann and the voice for Ratbeard are so different from the originals that it really throws me off when I hear them. But that's just personal. There's nothing you can really do about that with voice actors not being available or whatever the problem is. But yeah, other than that, I thought the story was well done. I thought the final dungeon looked really good. The actual Temple of Anubis, we can find our way to it. This right here is one of the instances where you had to wait for everyone else, I think, to. No, it's past this door. You had to let everyone finish their fight. This fight right here, somebody has to finish it and then you can go. And that was annoying to me. But the story I felt was really well written. I've said that a while. Um, Sorry, I keep getting off track with all the things I've seen. I feel I just ran through this like a week ago, I feel like, but it already seems like it's been a while. But this area was really well done. The statue of Anubis, I liked how Sinbad talked this whole time. I was hoping that he would get like a turnaround and like, because the whole time he was saying it's not our problem, it's not our problem, and I think that was a really cool storyline. And I really liked how the characters realized that we started the war, so it is kind of our issue. Like this area and the statue, if I can get, I don't think I can get by this guy. Yeah, I can. So the statue and this whole area looks really good. The way of that being scales for everything is cool too. Another weird thing, like a little bug, was after she left and the enemy departed, she was still down there, and she still is. See, she's right there. That makes sense. So what's her name? Let's see if we can see it. Literally just saw it. Now it's not gonna pop up. But it was really it was really cool. I liked it. I thought the story was good. I thought it was good that we got a new enemy instead of an old one. And I look forward to the next one. I look forward to finishing this. I don't know where we're headed next. I'm sure I will find out if I finish this quest right here, and I'll do that as soon as I'm done. I would have done that before, but I didn't know they fixed it. But I thought it was good. I thought that it was entertaining. It wasn't as short as I thought it was going to be. This was a challenging dungeon for me personally going in here. My gear wasn't the best. I didn't have my full Overwatch and my pet maxed out. I'm still working on getting a better pet. But it was still really challenging. It made it feel fun. The different encounters in the temple felt fun when everybody talked about it being upside down. You fought the lions with like the alligator heads. And so really, I think if the bugs were fixed and the textures were fixed, then this would have been a great update. I hated to hear all the negative feedback that it got because I honestly didn't think it was really that bad. But I heard a lot of people were saying it was terrible, and I think that was mostly because the bugs in Test Realm. So I stayed away from Test Realm, so I'm a little unbiased because I didn't play it, so I wasn't there for when it was really bad. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the next update. I hope we can get some new companion promotions, some new Skyways soon. I know money's an issue and time's an issue, so I just hope that we can get back on a roll where they can get a steady player base and a steady flow of income so they can make the game better. And I think once we get there, that'll be cool. So I'm just trying to stick it out. And yeah, let me know what you think about the update, if you thought it was really terrible or if you thought it wasn't that bad. And once I finish this, maybe I'll do a video on thinking where we're going next, because I always like the theory videos unless they directly say. But yeah, I mean, overall, just let me know what you think about the update. Again, like I said, I personally didn't think it was that bad. The bugs really weighed it down, and then the textures weighed it down. Without those two things, I think it would have been good. Personally, I wish the voices were just a little more familiar to the older ones for Ratbeard and Bonnie Ann. And I'm also, in the future updates, I'm hoping to see more out of some certain characters. I want to hear more speaking from your Presidio companion. I want to hear more from Monkey King. And I feel like I really want to hear more from Monkey King because he's such a influential character in Mushu. But once you go other places, he's not, and I would love to see him get a promotion and everything, especially with the new Black Myth Wukong game coming out. I think it'd be really good. But yeah, thank y'all for watching, and again, I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and let me know what you think, if you thought that the update was good, and also let me know what you want to see in the future updates. Let me know what your hopes for Pirate101 in the future are. And I appreciate y'all watching. Love y'all. Peace.